All right, here with more. Let's give a warm welcome to the co-host of the hit show, The Five, Judge Jeanine Pirro, along with Fox News contributor Kellyanne Conway.
How are you? Don't mention the book. Okay. Hello. How are you?
So, I'm not trying to be hyperbolic here, but I watched these hearings today, and I'm thinking, my goodness, I'll be polite. What has happened to our country? These are people that are stepping out to make the agency, to return the FBI, which was once the world's premier law enforcement agency, bring it back to greatness by telling the truth about abuse of power. And look at how they are treated. And what does that say about Christopher Wray? What does that say about the entire FBI?
I think what it denotes is the fact that we are living in a time when the left is succeeding in taking down our republic, when our institutions of government are politicized, weaponized right in front of us, and there is no consequence, when there is no Department of Justice to get involved and prosecute. We are living in very dangerous times. These are like treacherous waters. But I say to myself, you know, America has always survived, but we are in really bad straits right now. And the fact that one of the FBI whistleblowers was then sent out to another state, and as soon as he got there, moved his whole family out, they suspended him without pay, and he was homeless. I mean, how angry are they with people who try to do the right thing? There's no consequence. John was right.
Kellyanne, I believe, the first person, woman to ever win a presidential campaign as the campaign chairman. Is that the proper title? Yeah, congratulations. But I don't believe that we have equal justice under the law right now in this country. I don't think we have equal application of the laws. If you're a Biden or a Clinton, you're treated very differently than a Trump or a conservative or a Republican. You know, look at all the people you worked with.
Yes.
That, you know, pre-dawn raids with fake news CNN cameras and frogmen. Look at all the legal hurdles they put before Donald Trump as he now makes a move to run again for president. How does this country, you know, deal with this type of injustice? And if we don't fix it, the Constitution, we might as well put it in a shredder and say goodbye. It's over.
It's really sad, Sean. And we didn't even know what was going on during the 2016 campaign. Yeah. It turns out, through the Durham report, we now know what we all suspected, which is the Democrats knew they had a lemon on their hands in Hillary Clinton, and they were getting increasingly worried that she was going to lose to none other than Donald Trump. So what did they do? Did she go to Wisconsin and Michigan and connect with the people? No. They made sure the fix was in. They made sure at the highest levels of our Department of Justice on that 7th floor in the FBI, everybody from Comey to Page and Strzok to Nellie Orr and Bruce Orr, remember, and Fusion GPS. And if you say too many acronyms, too many people, I can't follow it. Yes, you can, because you're smart, America. And they will only get away with this, Sean and Judge Jeanine, so long as we are as dumb and gullible as they all think we are.
But we're a lone voice here.
Yeah.
You got ABC, NBC, CBS, two fake news cable channels.
Nothing to see here.
They got Pulitzer Prizes for lying about the Russia hoax.
They should give it back and donate the money to crisis pregnancy centers and charities, in my view. Right. And Sean, this is what's really important, that this week when the Durham report came out and they revealed so many things, and they said what you just said in an official report, they said that the Clinton and Trump campaigns and those two individuals were treated differently. Justice has to be not just blind, but not biased. And I'll talk about Chris Wray. I served with him in the Trump administration. He promised during his confirmation hearing in 2017, as he replaced Jim Comey and all that politicization, he promised to be non-political, to be independent.
No,
that's just not true. I want to hear from him.
Now, he claims that he implemented all of Michael Horowitz's suggestions in terms of cleaning up the FBI. But here we are, we get to the 2020 election, and what happened? They had Hunter Biden's laptop since December 2019. They verified it, according to John Solomon, in the spring of 2020. But yet we had FBI agents that were meeting weekly in the months leading up to the 2020 election, pre-bunking the Hunter Biden laptop story by telling them directly, you're likely going to be the victim of a misinformation campaign. It may be about Hunter. It may be about Joe Biden. And you better be ready. but they knew the laptop story was coming, and they knew Rudy Giuliani had a copy of it.
Well, you know what the problem is with that? The problem is that that is election interference. That is a crime. It's not only a constitutional violation of the First Amendment and the right of the press to be able to discuss things that are in the news, but they literally interfered with an election. We know that by the polls that came out afterwards. It indicated that people would have changed their votes. How hard would it have been to verify that laptop? Very easy. Just find out if someone else sent. Did you get an email from Hunter? Are you a partner of Hunter's? But this is
By
what
the way,
we
they
have in
could have looked at
America.
him in the pictures with him and the hookers, or him
Well,
smoking crack.
Maybe they didn't recognize the hookers, you know? But this is what they did. The IRS has targeted conservatives. Now, Bank of America handing over those business records of anyone who was in D.C. on January 6th. The first thing I would do is I would take all of my money and my credit cards out of Bank of America because they violated the Constitution.
I can't believe they did. Kellyanne, but let's go to 2020.
Yeah.
And if they got away with it in 2016 and 2020, what's going to stop them in 2024?
Well, I was going to say that, lest we all think that these processes have been implemented, that people have learned the lessons, the same players were among the 51 who signed that letter, that this had all the earmarks of Russian
51.
disinformation, the dirty 51. But, Sean, we heard the same people, Brennan, Clapper, all these folks were involved in not just giving a, quote, talking point to Joe Biden in the debate to go up against Donald Trump, but also 4 years earlier, so many of them were involved in this Russia collusion hoax, and the stupid, as the person who had to tell Donald Trump what a golden shower is, let me tell you, this was all a hoax from the beginning.
You had to tell him that?
I did. I only learned myself what it was moments before. And by the way, he's the world's biggest germaphobe. I knew it wasn't true from the beginning.
Yeah,
that's actually a good point.
But by the way, all these people are still around. They still have national security clearances. They still have contracts at CNN and MSNBC. We need to get them out root and branch. They need to be investigated. If we don't have confidence in our institutions, and if we're not the world's greatest place for law and order, then
we don't have a country.
And if we don't have the Department of Justice, then we don't have a country because they will never be prosecuted.
Judge Jeanine, Kellyanne,
They have
thank you
11
both.